Oh, geez. Not a good way to start off the podcast, I guess, by choking in my throat. So yeah. I told you there'd be a part two, and also had someone the other day randomly tell me they like the podcast. So shout out to Venora. I'm glad you like it. Um, try to make some better life choices by not listening to this podcast. So you're young. You're smarter than that. I know you are. But thank you for listening. So, anyways, I told you there'd be a part two, like the Joker, but not terrible. Um, so yeah, I've been to one concert in my life, that did not involve me standing up at an altar call praising Jesus. Yeah, I've been to one concert in my entire life, and no, I'm not talking about like little waterfront concerts where we listen to Dustin Woodrow. Shout out Dustin. Um, and I've played in a few concerts, but I've only ever been to one big concert, um, and that was Metallica in 2011, and it might have been the greatest night of my life. Um, so to preface the story, I went on sick leave from work because either I had a touch of pneumonia or I had a giant man cold. But either way, I had like 2 weeks off of work. Um, there was one girl at work that wanted to hang out with me that week, but I was like, nah, I'm sick. And then I went to Metallica. She wasn't too happy about that, but doesn't matter now. So, anyways, I had pneumonia and I already bought my Metallica tickets like months before. And like, I spent a whopping $80 on these tickets, which back then, that's like 2 buckets of KFC instead of half a bucket of KFC now. So, anyways, it was Metallica time. So we went on a non-homoerotic road trip. Maybe it was. I don't know. To go see Metallica at Citadel Hill. And if you don't know where Citadel Hill is, just go to Halifax and try to find a spot that doesn't smell like urine. That's what Citadel Hill is. But these days, I don't know. Maybe they get a bunch of people peeing and pooping on the floor there. I have no idea. So, anyways, we packed up our car. I decided to go up in shorts in a wet August day while having pneumonia. Um, this was in 2011, so it wasn't like everybody had a cell phone with Facebook on it, so I wasn't too afraid of people taking pictures of me and putting it on Facebook and be like, "Oh, hey, he was at Metallica. He skipped work to go see Metallica." No, it wasn't like that. Smartphone I had at the time was a BlackBerry, so that tells you what's the date on me. So, anyways, we drove up and we got there like 6 hours early to go see Metallica, and it was a pretty good show. Well, I'm trying to remember who was playing. Coheed and Cambria, I think that's how you say it. Protest the Hero, Matt Mays, and Seether. They all they all opened for Metallica, and it was really fun. Um, so yeah, me, my buddy Mark, and my buddy Alan, we all went. Um, Mark, he looks like Alan, except he has a heart condition, and Alan, he's the strongest 100-pound man you've ever met in your entire life, and I'm not saying that to exaggerate. He can outlift me, and he can outlift any of my other buddies at the gym. Um, very strong fella, but very gets very anxious over anything slightly homoerotic. So going on a road trip to go see Metallica, that was definitely the best choice as opposed to going to see, I don't know, Winter Sleep. I don't know what kind of I don't know. Anyways, we all went up there. We went to downtown Halifax, and I saw my first ever homeless person, and it was a wonderful experience. I ignored him completely, and the person next to me gave him $1. So yeah, I'm sure he smoked rocks with it. Um, Anyways, it was the first time I've ever seen a black and an Asian person in the same room going to McDonald's. Very, very diverse, and it was very exciting. Um, so we went there, had McDonald's. I got really cold. I went around trying to find a pair of pants, but it's not the South Shore. There wasn't a Frenchie's to go to, so the only thing there was like a big and tall store and like a boutique outlet. So I wasn't gonna spend $60 on a pair of pants to have it ruined in like 2 hours. So, anyways, I'm already in Halifax. I went to go see Metallica. I was in the lineup. This is where I started to get worried that work might find something else. There was a CBC camera and a CTV camera doing a slow pan of the entire lineup. I'm like, oh no. And we were like the first in line, like within like the first 100 people. It was like a 20,000 person concert, and I was like within like the first 200 people in the lineup. So it was kind of cool. Hmm. Now, during that time, there was a scalper in the lineup. He was just yelling out tickets, and I'm like, "Well, bro, we're already in lineup to get in, and it's Metallica at Citadel Hill. It's not like a big hot commodity. It's everybody who wants to go here has already paid to come here. Um, it's not really something they have to worry about." There was one like group of losers that I'm trying to think. They souped up a van and they called it Vantalica. And they drove it up there, and what they were hoping to do is they were hoping to have Metallica lighted on fire for them, which is just an absolutely bonkers thing to even think that they would do that. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do a like commit arson in the middle of a city, and that would definitely go over well. Um, so yeah, there were a bunch of nothing but burnouts there. And this is where the the tism kind of checked in for me. I was in the lineup, and one there was one really good looking girl in front of me, and she kept asking me questions. And the guy I went to go see Metallica with, the other guy, he as soon as she stopped asking me questions, and then she just kind of ignored me and then walked away. And my buddy slapped me on the side of the head and said, "Hey, she was hitting on you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess you never know." Um, so the first thing that started was we listened to Protest to Hero, and my buddy Alan, he got caught in a mosh pit. And if you've ever seen a 100-pound person in a mosh pit, it's pretty funny. Um, he got caught up in it. He got spun around like meat spin in 2009. He just kept going around and around and around. So eventually, what he did is he almost went up to like the security guards at the front and begged them to carry him over. So yeah, and the crowd was pretty rough. I mean, it is Halifax. There's nothing but meth heads up there, and like not even the cool meth heads, like the 60-year-old meth heads who think that because they listen to Metallica, they're hardcore or something like that. Even though listening to Metallica is no more hardcore than listening to Elton John, to be honest. But yeah, it was a really good trip. I remember when Metallica finally came on. There's like this 50-year-old woman spazzing out next to me because I was like 50 feet away uh from like Lars's trailer, and his trailer was there. He got out and he was eating noodles. He was just chilling, and I saw him and I made eye contact with him, and I was like, I just gave him a nod, ignored it, and then went on my way. But the girl next to me, she was just kind of spazzing McGee and out, pointing at him, screaming at him. It's like, we're 100 feet from the stage. You're gonna be seeing him in like 10 minutes anyway. So yeah. When the show started, I'll be honest, it's the greatest thing that has ever graced my ear holes or any of my ears, to be honest. All five of them. Um, The show was amazing. Protest the Hero, they kind of I didn't really care for them. Um, Matt Mays was actually probably the best opener, and I, I don't really like Matt Mays that much, but he was definitely the best opener. And when Metallica finally did everything, I caught Kirk Hammett's pick, and I'm sure lots of things were caught by other different people, um, mostly VDs, but yeah, I caught Kirk Hammett's pick. I eventually lost it. It's probably somewhere in a box somewhere, but yeah. Um, I'm sure other things were lost at that concert as well. I mean, Alan, he did disappear for a little bit of time, so maybe one of his hole lost something with his holes too. I don't know. On the way home, pretty uneventful. My ears were ringing, and Alan decided to open up one of the windows to make pressure on my ear really irritate me. Stopped at HMV. I bought Blade Runner on Blu-ray, and yeah, that was the highlight of the trip. Blade Runner on Blu-ray, excellent movie. See ya.